Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my podcast. J-Fluencer here. In today's episode, I would like to talk about my amazing experience of going to Florida and attending Star Wars Weekend Convention. So, in the beginning of all this, I never wanted to go. I never dreamed of going to Florida, but I'm very glad I went because I fell in love with Star Wars if it wasn't for my cousin Nick. So, how it all happened was, my cousin Nick just graduated from high school, and he was given a very special gift to go to Florida. And the coolest part was he could have picked any of his friends to go with him, but he decided to pick me, I was surprised and also shocked because I didn't know him very well, and I wasn't sure, if I wanted to go. And at the time, I had a very bad attitude. I was very selfish, and I just wanted to dismiss everything. And I didn't feel like I knew him well, but thank goodness my parents pushed me to go, and I think I was given like a couple weeks to decide, and it was probably one of the greatest, not probably, it was the greatest decision I ever made. So of course I wanted to go too because I wanted to make my parents happy and my cousin happy, and again, it was for him, not for me. So that was basically part of the beginning. So afterwards, I told my parents, let's go to Florida, let's do this. And I said to myself, you know what, I gotta spend more time with my cousin Nick. And I remember my mom calling back and saying, my son will gladly go with, hands down. So when my mom, any situation that there is, my mom has the final say, and of course I'm going to go and do it. When I got to the airport, I had to meet up with my cousin Nick and his mom. And I just kept looking around, what's going on. And the funniest part was, hey man, we're gonna go to Star Wars convention. And I was like, oh man, my initial reaction was like, oh man, this is gonna be boring. But I kept my negativity out and supported my cousin because this is something that he was always wanted to do. So of course I'm going to support him. And at that time I had very little knowledge of Star Wars, but I had very favorite characters that I really enjoyed. Darth Maul is my favorite character of all time. I don't care what anyone says. Darth Maul was like the greatest villain, and I just love how he portrayed his evilness, and that lightsaber, man, the dueling lightsaber, you can't get that anywhere else. Anything happened during the TSA airport inspection. So, as everyone knows, when you enter the airport, you have to get your bags checked and passport verified. And then you have to enter security lines. And at that time, probably around 2007, 2008, you had to basically wait in line and be searched, or go through security, basic metal detectors and everything, make sure your bags are, back checked basically. And I was counting how many people were before me, just in case you get caught, and I counted every third or fourth person being picked out in each line. So my silly thinking was, hey, what if I change lines? Maybe they won't get me. Maybe they'll skip. Unfortunately, that did not happen. That definitely backfired, and I was picked right away. And first thing they did was they opened my bag, pretty much destroyed everything inside. They stripped me down, pat me down like they normally do. And to remind everyone, my bag was very organized at the time. And I was disappointed that they discombobulated everything in my bag, so that's just part of what they're doing. It's their job, so can't argue. After that, we finally boarded the plane and went to Florida. It was actually a quick flight, but I think I was watching a lot of movies or listening to I think I remember watching Rush Hour. I think that was a movie at the time. So when we got there, there was a shuttle bus or like a huge tour bus taking us to a hotel resort near Disney World. And to be honest, I had no idea what was going on, what was going to happen. I had no idea. I just went with the flow. The next morning, this was kind of funny too. This is a little funny joke that I made. The night before, the next morning, the cleaning lady came in, and she was very flirtatious, and I guess she had a crush on me or something, and it happened in front of my cousin and his mom. And they saw everything happen, play out, and my reaction after she left was, oh, she's my housewife, as a joke. And the funny thing is, she took my Smiley Brief Joe Boxer underwear. So yeah, we laugh about it because when I came home, I couldn't find it. So that was the last time I had it on, was the night before we had fun. The next day, maybe the half day, we walked around a lot. And Florida's just a beautiful place to be. I enjoyed drinking a lot of the well water. I did not know well water was a very different taste, but it was not bad. I enjoyed it. It also rained a lot when we were there, but that didn't stop me from having fun or running in the rain. I love running in the rain, dancing, playing in the rain, whatever you want to call it. One of the best part of being in Florida was the food. Oh my goodness, I cannot stress enough how much food I ate there. It was amazing. I usually don't eat steak because it's steak, and I was surprised. I ate very well over there. I kept telling my aunt, my cousin Nick's mom, I kept telling them, oh, the prices are too expensive. I'll get whatever the cheapest thing on there. And they both reminded me, don't worry about it. It's all taken care of. I was like, shit, okay. Okay, fine. I'll just have the steak or have this. And I remember the restaurant was, I think, called Epcot. And it was just a very big area. And the steak was just unbelievable. And it's basically different nationalities like Canada, Mexico. And I think we also had tacos. Mexican food was amazing there. Just about, everything about that place in Epcot was just pure satisfaction. I didn't complain and didn't argue. I just wanted to eat, and I didn't realize, a lot of the stuff was already taken care of. I had no idea. I just wanted to eat because, my family knows I like to eat food. That's one of my, I wouldn't say passions, but it's more like a hobby. So that's one reason why I did that. And I remember telling my parents all about it when I came back, just about the food. Then the fun actually started. So we packed up, got a small backpack or bag, or a small bag. I think I had a backpack at the time, and just for a check-in for the day, so I can carry around my water or whatever I needed. And as soon as you enter the Star Wars weekend event, were stormtroopers everywhere in front of the lines. They were they had costumes on, of course, and they were holding their guns, and it was pretty cool. They're directing people where to go, and a lot of them, it was more of an entertainment thing, and I felt it was all comedic, and I was just very fascinated by it. I wanted to go up there and touch the suits and the guns, but of course you can't do that. Then we did a lot of walking. We walked around, saw many tents and venues. There were many Star Wars actors and actresses and even stunt doubles that were there. And of course, I was looking for all the villains because that's who I am. I'm a villain. I love villains. I think they make a good movie. I'm not downplaying any of the good guys, but I'm more of an evil person. So, and one particular guy I was very happy to see was Ray Park, who played Darth Maul, and I think he was a stunt double who did all the action. And like I said, everybody who knows me, that's my favorite Star Wars character ever. Plus, guys, like I said before, that dueling lightsaber, that's crazy. It was truly an amazing experience. I had a chance to talk to him. I asked him where he learned his martial arts, and he started listing them, and I was very surprised of his accolades. And then he asked me what kind of martial arts do I do, and I told him straight up, Shotokan Karate, and I told him I did a little bit of Greco-Roman wrestling and freestyle wrestling in high school. Mr. Ray Park was very fascinated about it, and I told him while he shook hands, I told him, you're my favorite villain. He smiled and wrote on the picture, "Feel the Force," and I thought that was pretty cool, and I have an actual autograph. I'm very happy and proud of it. I'm so glad that I got it. After that, I had a chance to meet an actor who played Boba Fett as a child. And then I met Captain Typho, who was a really cool guy. He looked, to me, I thought he looked like he was Samoan or some sort of Hawaiian descent. Because I'm part Filipino, so I know that part. That's pretty cool. And he was amazing. I talked to him a little bit too. And that's the thing about these conventions is you go there and you get the chance to talk to your characters, the favorite ones, or just in general talk to them. Sorry about that, there's a dog barking in the background. I was hoping to meet Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, Samuel Jackson, and Liam Neeson. Unfortunately, they were not there at that time slot. In the next few days, we just walked around, just had fun, looking at stuff, buying stuff. I had the chance to do it with Darth Vader, and I thought it was pretty cool. Took pictures with Pluto, Chip and Dale, Goofy, and his son Maximilian. Right now, I have another funny moment that happened. So last night before we had to leave to go back home was probably the best memory, and the main reason the title of this podcast was named The Slurp. I forgot to mention that, the title of it, but the title of this podcast would be called The Slurp, and there's a certain reason why. So my cousin Nick, his mom, and myself, we all decided to eat at this really cool restaurant where the Disney mascots walk around and kind of mess around with us, and they're entertainers. And I forgot what I ate at the time, but during, I think around dessert time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we all had ice cream and we ate it. And so after I ate mine, I was kind of bummed that I couldn't have any more. Then I realized I dropped a little bit of ice cream on the table, and for no apparent reason, I decided to slurp it off the table. And my cousin Nick and his mom, we just laughed about it for like 10 minutes because they had no idea that I was going to be something so silly and kind of funny. No clue, basically, that I was going to be something that most people don't normally do on a normal basis. So I think I was able to get more ice cream, but we were laughing just, extremely hard. Had to go right after because we had to pack up and get ready to go. So the next day, I thanked my cousin Nick before we went on the plane, and his mom profusely for inviting me and taking me on a journey that I thought would never ever happen in my lifetime. Even to this day, we talk about all the funny moments that have happened in Florida. So right now, at this time, I would love to thank my cousin Nick and his mom, my aunt. And if you guys are listening to this podcast, thank you both so much for all you do and taking care of me and dealing with all my silliness and goofiness. I will never forget any of this. And like I said before, this was truly, simply an amazing experience. Finally, everyone, I will wrap up this podcast. If you are new to my channel, please like or thumbs up this video. Please subscribe down below. Hit that notification fancy bell so you will get notified for new videos that will be coming up almost every week, maybe every other week. We'll see what happens. And remember, everyone, to be cool, stay cool, and live life. Take care and God bless.